I stressed out to the point when I was 20 years old in university and I collapsed. I went to the hospital. I was in the CCU for 3 days. So when you're saying mental health in our communities, yeah, we need more young princes and young princesses to know that it's okay to cry. And to be honest with you, as young kings, that's even a bigger message. Because in our communities, you got to understand having emotions, it sometimes make you look like you're weak. Not a lot of people will tell that. But it does. People say that. That's the narrative. Oh, he's just emotional. Mm-hmm. But mind you, you don't know that that same kid that's emotional just walked by a shooting and then saw 2 shootings and then his brother died. But he's emotional. Yeah. But he's from the hood, right? He's got to be mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. But that's a problem. Because if a young person feels like they can't open up like that and it goes down a certain path, it could lead to a result that we never wanted. So when I'm saying bring mental health in our communities, I'm not saying don't. I'm saying we need it. I'm saying we need to do better, though. We need to do better in really talking to our community members and talking to our people as in a manner where they'll understand. Because you got to understand, information to culture clash is huge, bro. So in this culture, mental health might be okay. But in my culture, mental health is not okay. Mm-hmm. And we haven't accepted that. So now you're telling me to battle mental health and my culture.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then also you got to bring in, like, who are these young people around all the time and who are they learning from, right? Because my definition of mental health is significantly different than my mother's. Mm-hmm. Or I might know my mother, I might think my mother has mental health issues, my mother might not think she has anything. Mm-hmm. Right? So not only are we battling with the messaging around it, because again, how is it being translated to us? Mm-hmm. Is it being translated in a manner where we can understand that it's okay? We're getting this is healthy, because every king and queen that I know that went and got help with their mental health, I promise you, I wouldn't lie to you, have all told me it's been a blessing. Till the day I actually got up and I went to go speak to someone about some of the stuff that I was experiencing in my work, and I realized it. When you let it out, it just feels a world of a difference. Mm-hmm. But again, how often do we do that? Mm-hmm. And I ask you guys this because, again, you guys talking about your friends and who you're around. How often do we as a group of friends sit down and say, yo, my bro, are you good? Mm-hmm. So even from a youngin, we're not taught to do that. We're not taught to sit there and be like, yo, Abel, right? You look sad, bro. Talk to me. Mm-hmm. Yo, you're good. Yo, Abel, chill, man. Come on, we're good. You're good, man. You're good. You're good. Yeah. But what are you telling him? Mm-hmm. So then now when he goes home, for example, now he's really hurt. He's not comfortable calling his own dogs. So how do you expect people to call people that they don't know when they won't call their own people to talk?
100%.
And that's my thing about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's very important. It needs to be addressed 100%. And I'm telling you that again as a person that is still learning how to self-care. Yeah. Because it's so important to unload.
Mm-hmm. Like I've only heard about one guy who's ever told me, like, that's part of the community, who ever told me he has a therapist. Nobody has ever told me they have a therapist.
And that's what I'm saying to you, though. Yeah. Nobody will do that. And it's so funny because I will bring you to people who will tell you they have. Mm-hmm. Because that's who I'm learning from. Remember, I just told you 2 days ago, my own brother told me out there that my self-care is the worst in the group. Mm-hmm. He's not saying that you're weak, you're horrible at youth work, you're a terrible person. He's saying, my bro, you're so great and you're doing good things. Can you please make sure you're good so that you can do this for the rest of your life? But again, I just told you that. As friends, as young friends, how often do we really do that? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So for sure, man, it's an interesting thing for me because again, you're dealing with culture clash, and then after culture, you got to bring hood clash into it because even there's a third layer, right? There's so many different layers to it, but it is it's a very real thing. I am saying this to you live right now. I am a person that takes a lot of my stuff home and I deal with it and I bottle it up. I've come to realize that I need to do better and I need to talk to people, and I have been talking to people. I'm still not perfect. Mm-hmm. I'm still not doing it weekly. I'm getting there. But that's just my insecurity and my trust, and I have to find the right people that will at least understand me when I speak, you know? Mm-hmm. But it is very important. And I can't be a hypocrite because I will be the guy to tell every king or queen that I work with that the moment you need some form of support where you need to talk to someone, if it's not me, find that person you trust and call them. Because just letting it out is 50%, right?
Yeah. No, definitely. I think, as you said, just removing that stigma begins with, just our interpersonal relationships. If you have a friend, you have a sibling, just someone close to you, just letting them know that it's okay to talk about your mental health, your anxieties, and just everything you're going through. That's okay too. That makes it easier for them to get professional help if need be. Because it's hard to take that step two when you haven't taken the first step of just talking to people around you and just letting them know what you're going through. And if the people around you are not reacting correctly and telling you that it's fine to, it's okay to talk about these issues, it's okay to express yourself, it's okay to express your anxieties, your if you feel depressed, it's okay to say that. If that first step is kind of is being stifled, it's harder to go to the next step. Where if you need counseling, it's much harder to go there if you know that people around me have, like, they view this thing that is mental health negatively. So, like, I think it's really important, as you said, just in our communities, just, you know being there for one another, and just, you know removing that stigma and starting there. And Ivan, as you said, like, it's rare to hear, like, in our communities, rare to hear about people who say, I have a therapist, I go see someone. And and in some other communities, it's like, it's the standard. You look or
Literally.
you'll watch some shows on Netflix, you see some white kid saying, oh yeah, I was at my therapist, I'm coming back. It's like,
Yep.
and as you said, there's the cultural shock there that, people go through. And like, it begins with us, just um removing that stigma.
100%. 100%. Because, I mean, I'll show you why I think it's so important that elders um, to these young kings and queens do talk. So when you said mental health, I was with like six of the youth the other day, and we're chilling there, all kings, and we're at some point, some form of the word anxiety came up. I don't remember exactly how, but anxiety came up, and I looked at them and I said, "Yo, you guys are funny." I said, "Did you know that every single day when I come into these neighborhoods to work with you guys, I have anxiety and I stress." Every kid, the six youth, these beautiful kings, sat there and said, "You have anxiety?" I looked at them and I said, "Yo, bro, I don't know about. Do you see Iron Man or something that I didn't know about? I'm a human."
Mm-hmm.
And I told them my anxiety wasn't coming to the neighborhood. My anxiety was every single day I have to connect with a young person. And if these young people don't know you, yo, listen, young people, the one thing I give you credit for is you definitely tell the truth in terms of how you feel about someone.
Facts.
And that anxiety of, oh my God, I'm a guy coming in. Remember, optically from 5 years ago, I've been an outsider.
Yeah.
So I'm an outsider. Who is this guy? So there's all these different. Oh, did he? You know what I mean? Now people are starting to see you, and oh, did you hear about this? Okay, and then you start. Now you're getting even more anxious because now you're like, everyone knows you. So now, like, if I go and try to climb stairs and fall down, the whole hood's gonna know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But it's real. And when you sit there and tell them that it's okay to, for example, with the boys especially, I tell them it is okay to cry. It does not make you any less of nothing. And give you an example, we end up going to this gun violence protest a couple of years ago, and I took one of my youth there, and it was big. This one was heavy because this was before when I was even more like emotional, like just didn't care about my self care at all. And we're going there, and he lost someone to gun violence. But again, you're from the hood, right? So strong. So he comes and but I'm seeing something. Remember, I'm emotional. So I feel like I could tell a little bit more of emotional cues. And I'm seeing something in him. So I go grab him for a second. I put my arm around him and I say, yo, bro, can we sit down for a second? He's like, yeah, yeah. I'm like, yo, listen, for the last like 20 minutes I've been watching you and it just seems like you want to cry. And I'm just letting you know right now, I'm holding on to you. If this is the time for you to cry, my bro, let it out. That's all I said. For the next 5 minutes, this kid cried a lot. And no one saw this. But how he felt after that, he would never have known if he didn't let it out. And it became more comforting for him. And after that, he was good. You know what I mean? A lot of us just have it bottled up. We're just itching for someone to say it's okay. And we need to start, as kings and queens, start doing that. That's why I don't understand. If we're going to stand up and fight with each other, then we also have to lift each other when we're hurting.